outrage that's coming from this LaRussell clip feels fake to me because we've let a lot of lyrics slide through the cracks before. So why is he getting so much hate because of something that he feels is artistic interpretation? Is the outrage really real, or are we just hypocrites? Let's talk about it.
The STEM Society.
What's poppin', people? My name is Cole Jackson. This is the STEM Society. Welcome back. There is a lot of outrage on the internet because of this LaRussell song, and he's left the internet because of it. Now, the Heaven Sent song was performed at one of his backyard performances, and the clip went viral instantly. And he said some names that a lot of people don't like: Trump, Epstein, and Hitler. And a lot of people really have a ton to say, especially the big time hip hop talking heads and the small time YouTubers. I want to play this clip for you if you haven't heard it. And I want you to think about what your interpretation of what this song is saying.
I made this record and I sent it off to my engineer, and he calls me. He said, "Man, you probably shouldn't put this out." I said, "Why? What the hell happened?" He said, "You talking about Epstein, there's a lot of shit going on." And I said, "Thank you for calling me. I'm finna drop this." That's exactly why we need it. Because everybody sit and be silent. And the goal of an artist is to express the times and say all the things that nobody else want to say or know how to say. I'm not perfect, and neither is the president. Was guiltier than a nigga hiding evidence. You can't be mad that they heated if you don't let them vent. Even the devil was heaven sent. Even Malcolm was heaven sent. Even Martin was heaven sent. Even Kanye was heaven sent. We all heaven sent. Donald too. We all heaven sent. Epstein too. We all heaven sent. Adolf too. We all heaven sent. Even you. We all heaven sent.
Most people who have an opinion about this clip are basically going off of just the three names that are mentioned. I haven't seen anybody mention anything about how he sets the table and let people know that this is artistic expression. I haven't seen anybody give their opinion about saying how he said why he wanted this song to come out. All I've seen is a lot of outrage about what he said and the names that he said. And that's pretty much it. And to be honest with you, some of the reactions by some of the people who are hip hop talking heads are hilarious to me because they're hypocrites. We'll get to that in a second. I don't look at this nigga as somebody who is supporting Donald Trump or supporting Jeffrey Epstein or supporting Adolf Hitler. I'm looking at him as some nigga in his backyard doing a show and saying, here's how I feel about this. And this is where I'm going with it. And that's all I see. I've been listening to LaRussell since 2022, maybe even 2019, if I'm not mistaken. When did Bulls 96? Whenever Bulls 96 came out, that's when I was really heavy on LaRussell and his music. So for the last 4 to 6 years, I've seen him come up and grind. And I haven't really heard him say any controversial lyrics before. So he's always been on the up and up for me. He's always been one of them type of niggas that's been a stand-up nigga because I've also watched him in social media give back to the community. I've always seen him try to do the most he can for his people. So why is it when we hear some stuff that we don't like, we have to forget the person's history? It feels like ever since he got that Roc Nation deal, people have really been trying to find reasons to hate this nigga. And I don't really understand. Maybe it's because the allure of what Roc Nation is, which is for a lot of people the invisible hand. But I've never really understood why all of a sudden he's a sellout or people want to hate on him or why this nigga he's trash now. And it's like nobody's seen it come up. Nobody has been with him for the last 4 to 6 years. A lot of these talking heads who have these major opinions are just now knowing him from just signing that deal and him doing a podcast run. It really pisses me off that people have gone this far with their opinions about what he said. And again, it's art. When you put your art out there, it's to be judged. I understand that completely. But some of you niggas with the opinions you're saying ain't doing shit but being clickbait. And that's the truth. That's facts. I don't understand why y'all haven't had these kind of takes before. Now, one thing I can say is I do respect LaRussell doubling down. He posted a video during the whole outrage and all of these people getting in his comments, and he posted what he feels about what the outrage looks like.
The homies briefed me yesterday on all the outrage. And my first thought was, niggas ain't that slow. But I go and look, and niggas that slow. Just listen to the music. Artists and comedians is the niggas who's supposed to express the times and what's going on and communicate it in a way that's like, man, this is what came to me. Y'all love to create enemies and try to bash anybody who has an opposing thought to how you feel. Nigga, I ain't gotta show up how you want me to show up. This shit for me and my people and my base who resonate and connect. Everybody else could suck my dick. And there's niggas who don't do a quarter, a tenth of what I do. You niggas benefiting off shit I've done. What you do besides talk on the net? Even you haven't sent.
You got to respect the guy who's willing to double down and stand 10 toes on what he said. I respect that response because he's defending his art. He's defending everything that he said, and he's not turning his back. And I think that's cool. So many artists get out here and say some bullshit about, well, I didn't know, or I'm not that educated, or whatever the case may be, just to get a pass from y'all niggas from getting roasted online. But in reality, them niggas knew exactly what they were saying, and they just apologized to be able to get back into good graces so they can do what they need to do. Which brings me to how hip hop is pretty hypocritical when it comes to lyrics and when people say things. Remember when Lil Yachty had the George Floyd line on the Black Boy Max stream? Do y'all remember those lyrics?
Wait for it, wait for it. ITSUS, I'm finna go break the bank for it. Put my knee up on her neck, I went George Floyd. I be tweaking, she get wet, she gon' wait for me.
We said something for maybe 2 days, and then he had a conversation with Steven Jackson, and it was all swept up under the rug. So you mean to tell me that we're way more upset about LaRussell speaking about Epstein, Trump, and Hitler, but we're not still mad at Yachty for saying a line, comparing his skill to what people did to George Floyd, and nobody's upset about that? Matter of fact, let me pull the lens all the way back. Let me blow your mind real quick. Kanye West did a whole song called Hail Hitler when he had intentional uses of Nazi speak to roll out a fucking album. Let me repeat myself because the ones in the back didn't hear it. Kanye West has a song called Hail Hitler using intentional Nazi speak to roll out a fucking album. And all he had to do was apologize in the New York Times. And now he's got over a million. He had over a million people waiting in the queue to get tickets to a show in fucking California. Are you kidding me right now? And we gonna go in on this dude because of those 3 names he said in a song? Make it make sense, because a lot of this is really sounding like hypocritical behavior to me, especially for the people who are big time bigwigs who know how to break these lyrics down or break down these sayings. I don't see nobody going to bat for this dude because they want to be on the cool train of saying that nigga crazy, or I can't believe he said that. Epstein, oh my God, the Epstein files. Things just changed this year for LaRussell because, again, I've never really heard this dude be salacious on purpose. Or I've never really seen him have a track record of being a hater or being somebody who supports the bullshit. But these other niggas they just stepped over the line multiple times, and we giving them money to go perform at SoFi. So I want people who love hip hop to make it make sense to me. Because at the end of the day, man, we're crucifying this guy for no reason. And now we're at a point where he's taking himself off of social media. And you know what's crazy? That's the place where he makes his bread. That's where he gets the most advertising from. He promos a lot of his music through social media. He makes sure that people see that he's got new things coming out. He shows the good and the bad side of his hustle. And now he can't do that anymore because niggas is mad and they think he's supporting a PDF. I am disappointed with a lot of y'all out here. with y'all comments and with y'all outrage because it's fake and you taking bread out this man's pocket. But you won't take bread out of Yachty's or Kanye's pocket. Again, it's hypocrite behavior, bruh. Make it make sense to me. I'm going to end it on this. I'm not super sensitive about some of the stuff that I hear when these rappers rap. Because I know half of it is bullshit and the other half niggas is just telling on themselves. But if we're going to sit up here and do somebody like LaRussell, we going to do him this way, we might as well go ahead and open up the floodgates and let the courts use lyrics to put people in jail. This is the whole thing to me is stupid, it's ridiculous, and we out of pocket. Because we know, or a lot of us with critical thinking knows, that man not backing no Epstein, Trump, or no Hitler. That man was just rapping, making a song, and that was it. I'm not too fond of how people are handling this situation, and I hope that we can figure it out one day. LaRussell, you good with me, bruh. I have no qualms or no problems with you. Let's move this episode into some good news. So we're going to get Jay-Z performing this year. He first announced that he was going to be headlining the Roots Picnic, where it's going to be people like Erykah Badu there. It's going to be Kehlani and T.I. are some of the performers I've seen on the flyer, which looks pretty cool, man. I think that's going to be dope. I wish I could get tickets, but I already know they sold out and they're going to be sky high. And then you have the performance at Yankee Stadium, where he's going to celebrate the anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, and he's going to celebrate the anniversary of The Blueprint. That's going to be on July the 11th and July the 12th, which I think is going to sell out. If anybody can sell out a stadium, it's Jay in New York and it's Yankee Stadium. I don't think there's anything else I need to say. So everybody's super excited about all of this stuff. Everybody's like really ready to go see Jay-Z perform. I'm excited to see Jay-Z perform. I know I won't be able to get tickets, but I'm pretty sure he's going to do a deal with some streaming service where we're going to be able to see the performance, especially on the anniversary side of things. So I'm sold on those things. But then there's the flip side of stuff where the speculation comes in, and we do it every year. But let me say this to you guys as clear as possible. We're not getting a Jay-Z album in 2026. It doesn't make sense. Let me explain. There is nothing else Jay-Z has to rap about, and there's nothing that he has to say that we can relate to anymore. Think about it like this. When he dropped 444, he basically did a grown man album about cheating on his wife and how special it is to have a family and how great it is to be able to have legacy. Now, I'll be real with you. I don't really feel like that album aged very well, but that's just one man's opinion. But that was like the last real album we got from Jay. And to be real with you, when I think about that album now, why would I listen to it again? It was a great spectacle when it first dropped, but like going back and listening to it now, it just sounds archaic. Like there's no meat on the bone for me there anymore. There's nothing there that I want to sit up here and be like, you know what, he's got a point. Nah, man, everything that he had to say on that album was good for that time and that time only. I'll take it to another album. Let's look at The Blueprint 3. The Blueprint 3 was about him being a businessman and how he's made these major moves in the industry. I don't want to hear about that anymore either. Like, who wants to hear something like that? And when you think about it, nobody really liked that album. That was another album that was panned by the public. Let's go one more. Magna Carta. That was the one where he flexed everything. He was talking Basquiat's, islands, boats, yachts, shit that we could never afford. And it never related to the people who listened to it. And it was panned by everybody. So when I bring up these albums, I'm basically saying that the albums that he dropped on the end part of his career are albums that really weren't that good. I understand Jay is the king and he's going to always forever be the man up top. There's not really a lot of people who can take him out. But I also look at the second half of his career as like LeBron James now. Like LeBron can get you 20. He can even get you 25. But they're going to be some of the ugliest 20, 25 points you ever seen in your life. And that's what I equate a new Jay-Z album of being, an ugly, terrible album. Yes, Jay can still rap. Jay can forever have a pen that will kill everybody else's shit. But as far as like being relevant or being the nigga that I'm gonna depend on to be able to say this is a classic album, those days are done. Like there's no reason. There's nothing he has to say that's relevant to 2026. What is he gonna talk about? The NFL deal that he got? What is he gonna talk about? Like how he's trying to get a casino? What could he possibly tell me in 2026 that's going to relate to me, the listener, and him as the OG rapper king of hip hop? There's nothing there. And I hate to be that nigga, but I gotta be that nigga. Nas has done it better. Nas just came off of a 6-album run and gave us another classic. I kind of want to say he gave us 2 classics in that run. Jay don't have that in him no more. He ain't hungry like that. And for people to be anticipating something as big as an album from Jay-Z in 2026, y'all are really, really fooling yourselves because there's nothing relevant he can say. I've heard some people even say, well, he can come back and diss Drake. Didn't somebody already do that? Didn't that nigga win Grammys for doing that? Why would Jay-Z want to address Drake of all people? There's nothing relevant for Jay-Z to say anymore. He said it all. And to be honest with you, I kind of just don't want to hear it from him anymore. I'm okay with Jay dropping some songs. I'm okay with Jay dropping some freestyles. I'm okay with Jay doing this, what he's been doing, which is releasing unreleased music on streaming services. I'm cool with all of those things. That's fire. I'm not going to accept a Jay-Z album in 2026. It was cool when the Clips did it. It was very cool and relevant when Nas did it. But if we're being real with ourselves, do we really want a Jay-Z album in 2026? I'm on the side of no. I'm on the side of he can keep it. He's rich. He's a billionaire. He's good. I can't relate. I think he's one of those people who is just going to go down in hip-hop history as the king. He has nothing left to prove. So I just really feel like the speculation should stop. And I feel like a lot of y'all just be ramping yourself up for absolutely nothing. It's not going to happen. Let it go. But I could be wrong. What do you think? Do you think Jay-Z can still drop a relevant album in 2026? Do you think Jay-Z can drop a good album in 2026? And are you going to any of the performances he's going to have at Yankee Stadium or the Roots Picnic? I really would like to hear what you have to say in the comments. That's my time, guys. If you like what I do, because what I do is not very easy, make sure you guys pay me in a like, pay me in a comment, but support me with a subscription. I really need it because I want to grow this channel as big as the sun. I thank you guys for joining me. I will be dropping a J. Cole, a reaction to the J. Cole interview that he had with Nadeska. And I want to just talk about a few points that I thought were pretty dope on there. So be on the lookout for that this week. And I think I'll have another album review dropping as well. Check out the channel, find some things you might like, and give it a comment. All right? I will catch you guys on the next episode. Take care of yourself. I love you. Peace out.
She was kind of fucking with my money, but I meant everything I said, and I say it again.